Moving on.
ADHD
Yeah, no,
at its finest.
I like to start in comedic fashion. So we are live with another episode of Custer Chronicles, and you already know the slogan. We are live.
And we're not live anywhere.
We're not really live anywhere. We're live in the house.
You
Live
gotta
in
turn
the
my
effect.
mic up. Can you hear
Turn
me?
your mic up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Turn my mic up, son. Say something. Talk.
Say something. Say something.
You got to talk into the mic. Just put it
Okay.
close to your mouth.
I got you.
You got to do that. I'm sorry that came out wrong. Or did it? Anyway.
It's too early. Too early in the show.
It's
Too early. Too much.
What's going on, folks? Thanks for joining us for another episode of Custer Chronicles, or the Custer Chronicles. I just prefer Custer Chronicles. However you decide to Google it, that's fine. Welcome back for another episode. We have been debating all week on so many things, and I think when we had to push our episode off from this weekend to today because some family stuff sort of pushed us aside. But today we could not hold it back. We had to record a show today. So that being said, I'm gonna jump into all the stuff that we've been debating about and kind of, going back and forth on calling our friends and texting people just to kind of get different sides on it. But before we do that, again, my name is Dwayne and I am your host, along with my also host,
Kelly K.
Kelly K. My lovely wife is in the building. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday right here.
Is it?
So yeah,
It's
by the time they hear this, it's probably gonna be either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, probably Wednesday morning.
Still the weekend to me.
It feels awkward because the spring break, so everybody's at home, so everything feels like a perpetual Saturday, where it's just kind of just repeating like a Groundhog's Day, like you're just repeating the weekend. It feels like when you're out, everybody else is out, so it feels like a Saturday. And then with me working from home, it always feels that way. So and it's awkward anyway. So, how's your spring break, friend? It's almost over. How do you feel?
It's only Tuesday. It is almost over, but
Still.
no. I'm glad to not be sick on a break. How about that?
Church. I'm with you on that one. 'Cause you've been going through it. 2022 has not been playing kind with you. Actually, the end of 2021 wasn't playing nice. It was almost like my big brother's coming and he gonna mess you up. 2022 came around and it was like, I'm here. And yeah, 2022 was pretty tough. So far for you. Actually, you go through what I go through, so I say for us. So
Right.
That's weird saying. So yeah, so let's jump right in. So all right, so I've been holding back. This one started today. This is the one that started today. So before I go into the hypothetical hole that we went through last week with all the hypothetical questions, I'm jumping right into the mix.
And just before we start, I'm right. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm right. Okay, so go ahead.
No.
Ask the questions. Go
All right.
ahead.
So TikTok is getting people divorced. I'm telling you, TikTok is breaking relationships all over the country. This question will be no different. So family, the question is, you have a meeting scheduled for 12 noon. Your boss contacts you and says, hey, your boss contacts you and says, we're moving the meeting forward 2 hours. What time is your meeting? So let me untongue-tie myself and say it right. So you have a meeting scheduled for 12 o'clock. Your boss reaches out to you and says, hey, we're moving the meeting forward 2 hours. What time is your meeting?
We'll give y'all a second to ponder that before we give our answers.
I
can't
wish I had some
stand
Jeopardy
it.
music right now.
You cannot stand it. You want to go first or you want me to go first? You can go first. Go ahead.
Hold on, we got another Jeopardy music or game show music playing. And there we go.
Okay.
All right. So I say 2 o'clock.
I say 10. Because if you're moving the meeting forward, the meeting is being moved forward. It's going to be earlier. So it's 10. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I think you're wrong. I think it's 2.
I think it's 10.
And we've been arguing about this so long prior to recording. I'm almost exhausted of the arguing at this point in time.
So we've been taking polls.
We took polls.
So
and the world is split. TikTok
it
is
is
split.
not. So far,
TikTok
I'm
has been
winning.
pretty split. TikTok
So far,
is
I'm
split.
winning.
So if you read the comments on on this particular post, I'm sure you'll find it if you look up moving forward or 12 o'clock meeting or whatever. I'm sure you can find it. But the responses are so just like aggressive. They're like, how can you be so stupid? It's 2 o'clock. How can you be an idiot? It's 10 o'clock. I say it's 2 o'clock. She said,
you gonna be 4 hours
the meeting
late.
is scheduled at 12 o'clock. Your boss contacts you and says we're moving it forward 2 hours. I personally think moving forward is pushing it later. She thinks moving it forward.
It's moving it earlier. Moving it earlier. I don't understand how you can even think that. Like, I don't get it. So we did like a little poll just with friends and family. With our poll, who's winning? Just our little poll.
I don't have a lot of friends to contact. So
I didn't.
Me, Eric.
That's your excuse?
My
Are
dad
you kidding?
is on my side.
Wow.
Jeff was on my side.
He's not on your side, so you can't use him.
He abandoned ship. Donna's on my side. His wife is on my side. Frank is on your side.
No, don't say my side. I'll do my side.
Galen's on my side, so that's 6 right there.
Okay.
That's it.
That is it for
me. Eric. Me, Eric, my dad, Mark, Dalen, Donna,
and Dorian's girlfriend.
And Dorian's girlfriend.
Okay, so he has
so that's
7.
7.
I have Howard, Jeff, Donovan, myself, Dorian, Kelly, who just texted me.
Who?
Kelly Cunningham.
You pulling people out there. You doing last minute
I have
polls.
Kelly. There was more. Who else did we ask? Oh, Frank. Frank is mine.
Frank is on yours, so that's 7.
And you had another friend that was mine. Other than Frank.
Oh, I did.
Yes, you did, because you was like, he ain't right. There was 2 friends that ended up being mine for you.
No, I only had Frank in my phone. I have no contacts in my phone. I
He
have no
lied.
friends.
He's not even
I'm
going to
dead
give me
serious.
that other one.
I'm just saying.
Anyways, I think I had 8.
I called my dad and then I text Frank. I didn't have anybody.
I think I had 8. Anyways, mine's still higher. So anyways,
That's
this
not
debate.
8. You can't. That's 7. It's tied 7-7. And if you out there listening, you want Rashard. That's who it was.
Told
Rashard.
you.
I didn't text him.
I don't know how you talk to him.
It's Instagram. Rashard.
That doesn't matter. He was on my
Rashard
side.
from Unprofessional Opinion Podcast said 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
I want to know what his wife said. I want to know what she said. 'Cause she might be the deciding factor because I can still be tied up 8-8.
You can't stand to be wrong is the problem.
Why do you think this is a me argument? Half the world is making a statement that we understand it as being 2 o'clock. You making it seem like I'm making a statement by myself. This ain't got nothing to do with me. It's 2 o'clock. You have a meeting scheduled at 12 o'clock, and your boss says we're moving it forward to 2 hours. Yeah, you moving it to 2 o'clock.
It's gonna be early.
If you look at a clock, anything that goes behind the time that you're in is going backwards. So if I said we're moving it back 2 hours,
you make no sense.
I don't understand. Y'all don't look at the American clock?
So I think these are the questions that they put on these tests for these little kids. These are the questions they get. That's why half the schools get them wrong.
I need a smarter on this one because I'm starting to feel dumber just hearing the argument.
Well, there's another one. What's the other one? The doors and the wheels.
Listen, this is not even a conversation.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Doors in the world, and there are wheels.
Okay, so we've been debating this for weeks, going back and forth on that one. However, today, Dalen decided to Google it. Asked the question. And what was the answer to that question, dear?
I don't trust Google.
Suddenly you just don't trust it?
I don't be using Google like that.
Every time we've had an argument, you're like, look, I looked it up and it's... That's what you do to me.
No,
but I do it one time, and now you don't trust
Google. I don't
Google.
need Google.
You're such a liar.
I'm Encyclopedia Britannica.
You're such a liar.
Negro Britannica.
Just so we're clear, there are more wheels in the world than there are doors.
I disagree. I still disagree.
And Google
I ain't
agrees.
think about Google. Forget Google. Google don't know. You think Google been in this house counting doors and wheels?
He told you why. It said why.
Ooh.
Google said why. Like
Google
you're talking
not
about,
perfect.
you're talking about Lego toys. You're talking about little plastic. You're talking about so much.
So when you Google it, it says there are more wheels than doors, and it says because Lego is like the #1 manufacturer of wheels in the world, which is bogus. It's like, okay, so what?
And it said,
What
think
about
all
all the doll houses manufacturers that are out there, or the toy car industry where they at? Well, maybe I'm
You just answered mine.
actually no. Hold up. I make a toy car. Driver's side door, passenger side door.
And 4 wheels, because there's not always,
Can I
there's
finish?
not back
Can
doors
I
on
finish?
those.
Would you shush? Driver's side door, passenger side door, driver back seat, passenger back seat. That's 4 doors, right?
They don't put those on cars that are toys. What toy did you ever have that had 4 doors? They always have the 2 doors come out.
Kelly, you're
What
not.
toy did you play
Kelly,
with?
you're not a boy.
I have 4 boys.
You're not a boy.
I have 4 boys.
I
I've never
don't
seen
care
a car
if
do
you're.
that.
I don't care if you're a boy. If you're not a boy. I've had numerous GI Joe toys that had 4 doors on it.
I did not. No.
I know you didn't. I would suspect you weren't playing with GI Joes.
They only had 2 doors.
I played with boy guys. I was about to say I played with boyfriends. I played with male friends. I know.
You
my
play
mother
with your
bought-
boyfriend?
I know I had cars that had 4 doors on it.
You had
Not to
Barbies too,
mention,
right?
not to mention, the cars had trunks. That's another door. That's 5 doors.
So, Google said that I'm right.
Google can kiss my whole. Anyway,
I'm
anything that has a hinge that can be open. So if I walk into an
It's
empty,
still on this.
if I walk, oh no, if we gonna have the debate, let's have the debate. Don't bail out.
I don't
If
have
I
to.
walk into an apartment, oh, because you think Google has got it. You think Google is swiping.
That's where you go all the time.
No, I don't. Why do you keep saying that?
Because
I can look
that's
at my
what you
phone
do.
right now. There's no searches for anything that I prove you wrong.
Because
I
they're
got
deleted.
Don't do that.
Whatever. I didn't delete that. It's just gone. I don't know where it went.
Oh, that's how I sound now. So, if you've been following the tally, there are more doors in this world than wheels.
No. No.
And the time of the meeting will be 2 p.m.
So
I asked my dad. My dad said, "Come on, man, Jermaine, it's 2
And
p.m."
what kind of slogans has your dad said to you that you just looked at him like, huh? Go ahead. Some of the things he says. Some of his little phrases.
I don't know.
No, go. No.
We gotta go back to the early episode. We talked about it on the early episodes. I don't remember none of them now. We don't talk that much now.
Not the sharpest crown in the box. I'm just saying.
Oh, my dad or me? I don't know if you insult me or my dad. Either way, I'm insulted. Shut up. If y'all want to chime in on this debate, please feel free to hit us up on our socials. Let me know if you think meeting at 12 gets moved forward 2 hours, if it's 10 o'clock, or if it's 2 p.m. Hit us up. The question's sitting on our page. If you think if you're not exhausted of the topic already and you want to chime in one last time on whether there's more doors or wheels in the world, please feel free to jump on our socials. Let us know. I say doors. She says wheels because she's going off of Uncle Google. I don't listen to Uncle Google like that.
Whatever.
Not in this particular conversation. Now tomorrow, if she asks me how many cats are in the world, I may go to Google to find out. Today on this one, that ain't right.
Anytime you're wrong. I can't.
Random question. So this is kind of funny. We were at a baseball game. So Donovan, he has, or the third oldest, he's playing baseball and he's in this tournament. I'm listening to like each one of the players has like walk-up music. So I'm listening to all this walk-up music, and some are good, some just kind of like Why would you choose that? I didn't understand that. But then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, if you walked into work and you had theme music, like walk-up music, you walking from your car from the parking lot to your desk, and you had walk-up music to start your work day. What was your walk-up music?
Honestly, I don't know, but I'm on Here Comes the Boom. I don't know why.
How does Here Comes the Boom go?
I'd have to play it. I don't know. You don't know how to say it?
Find it. Here comes the boom.
You do it.
Here comes the
You
boom.
know what that is?
I think I might, but it might be two different songs that I'm thinking of.
Okay. All you need is the cliffhanger or whatever that's called. But that was
Cliffhanger. By Nelly?
Yeah.
Y'all don't really want it now. Boom! Here comes the boom.
Yes.
Here comes the boom. Okay.
Now you know why I would read that first line again.
Read what first?
Read
line?
read the song again.
I know the song. That's what I was singing. I'm not reading it.
Start what you just said. Y'all don't really want it now.
I'm not reading it.
Just sing it again then.
I forgot that I have to move this. I can only play a short second of it because I don't want to get flagged by YouTube.
That's long. That part's. There you go. That's all you gotta play. So that would be my walk-up song.
All right.
That's practical for me, right?
Y'all don't really want it now? I'm trying to warn the kids. Y'all mess with me. I'm gonna judo chop y'all in the throat before y'all can finish my name. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm going with.
Here comes the boom.
That was a good one, right?
That's pretty good. I mean, it's hard not to go.
You probably have like 10 in your head.
You know what? It's anything DMX.
A kid on his team had this one.
It's mine. Yeah. I'm walking into work with this energy. That's what you hearing. That's what you hearing. That's what you hearing.
You can't play this much.
I'm walking into work with an edge. My adrenaline is my coffee is gonna be activated.
Did you notice both of ours were kind of violent? Just a little bit.
No, it wasn't.
What
Yours
was
wasn't.
They kind of have like tension.
Mine was.
They kind of both have tension to it.
Oh no, mine was absolutely violent. The one thing you can not just think about DMX is he was about violence. Nelly was about grills and Air Force Ones and dancing aggressively.
Something might be wrong with us, just a little bit.
DMX did not want you to misunderstand. He said this is not an effing game. So he wasn't for play. I want to walk in my workplace and let them know this is not an effing game. I need my TPS reports.
Like,
I need y'all to stay away from my cubicle for the next 8.5 hours. Yeah, pretty much.
you're retarded for real. Okay, you said you had more than one though.
More than what?
I thought you had more than one walk-up song.
I don't know. That's a good question. It's hard to pick one song. If you were like, yo, this song sets the tone for the mood that I'm feeling right now.
It just depends.
Most stuff from DMX. It depends on the mood I'm in. Because if I'm feeling sad, I'm not really on it. So I might play some Joe Budden. I might play some Drake, some Marvin's Room. That might be mine. Wouldn't be R&B. Definitely wouldn't have any R&B walk
At all?
music.
No, not walk up. No, nothing
Don't say
R&B.
walk-up music.
That's for other things.
And walk up to the bed music. Introducing, standing 5'5", 237 pounds, coming from Bloomfield, Connecticut. Turn on some R. Kelly. Feels like you're ready.
I can't listen to R. Kelly with a straight face.
Seems like you're ready to go all the way.
I can't.
All the way. That's funny.
I'm gonna expect that, just so you know.
No, I'm not. I'm not playing Seems Like You're Ready. That is a pedophile.
Not that song, but I am gonna expect your walk-up song later.
Well, I ain't playing no music. Do y'all play music to set the mood? Or is that like a random thing? Just like every time you guys, as married couples, I'm talking to married couples, when y'all get together and y'all have sex, even the lead up to it, fellas, are y'all playing music? Or is that like an every once in a while thing? Like ladies, I'm sure ladies ain't wearing lingerie every single time y'all have sex. Sometimes you got kids, you trying to get a quickie in, whatever. You ain't trying to get all sexy, you know? You're like, I find you sexy, you find me sexy, I'm naked, you naked. We got a little bit of time. It's still dark outside. Let's go ahead and work that, I'm not trying to find a playlist. And sometimes you don't want a playlist. You don't want to hear, like, you don't want to let the music set the mood. You're like, yo, let's get it in. Like the music ain't gonna, it's like wearing lingerie to bed. It's great, but once you're in the bed, I want it off. That's what the slow jams does.
He's being honest because he doesn't like music being on.
I don't. I'm okay with it every once in a while.
Right.
There's been numerous times that I have played it, but again,
Normally when we play it, it's because of the kids.
Yeah, it's a sound dampener.
Sorry, little ones. Now you know the secret.
It's a sound dampener. Turn the music a little bit louder. Bass line matches the sound of the head. Never mind.
Stop.
TMI. I think I might get wrong going.
But I wonder, does everybody play music? Do you turn on the TV? Is it because you're blocking out noise? Do you like it to be quiet?
I think, again, it depends on the circumstances. I think I'm not single, but parents have to figure out ways to.
Right.
I don't want my kid in the next room to go be listening and gathering like, okay, I'm hearing rhythmic
stuff.
Okay. Oh, and I heard her scream. Oh. So she calls him daddy too. Okay, got it. Okay. No, I don't want. You don't want your kids to piece that together.
One kid said, "Turn on his dad eats. My dad eats lamps." And the teacher was like, "What are you talking about?" Well, my daddy said, "Turn off that lamp so I can eat that thing." What?
Was that a TikTok joke? That's a TikTok joke.
I wouldn't tell you my secrets.
Turn off the lamp so I can eat that thing. Your daddy eats lamps. I'm telling somebody that. I ain't never heard that before.
Oh my gosh. I wonder how many people get caught by their kids. It's like, what do you do? Like, do you say,
Wow.
when they go running to the other room, do you run in there and say, well, yeah, this is what we were doing, and are you honest?
No.
Because I know with my boys, I would be like, you didn't hear me, you heard TV. I don't know what y'all talking about. We was in there watching a movie. You want to go check the little list? I don't know what your problem is. As my two older boys listen right now, how many times did she tell me? Ugh. Because, okay, you have to understand the layout of our house. We have a split house, so the kitchen is right next to my bedroom. Literally. So by the time you get to the kitchen, whatever's going on, you can hear. It sucks. Yes, it sucks. So when they get up, because they want to get up at all hours of the night to go get a bowl of cereal or whatever, that's what's happening. And now they've heard something, then they got shit to say the next day. You're like, excuse me. No, we're not doing that.
I think it's the awkward look. I think it's the conversations that don't happen.
Yeah, the awkward looks. And then I let them know, y'all aren't allowed to be in the kitchen past 10 p.m. My kitchen is closed. So now that my boys are probably listening, I knew why the kitchen was closed at 10 p.m.
Listen, my mother is no longer here to defend herself, but I would leave it like that. I've heard more than I needed to hear in my lifetime while my mother was dating, and it's something that you can't scrub from your brain.
Yeah, I know.
I'm 45 years old. The stuff that I heard when I was 14 still is like that. It's living rent free in like a room by itself. If my brain was a house, there's a padded room in the top back corner of my brain where that thought is slamming up against the wall back and forth, reminding me, I'm here. So this conversation brings to mind that weirdness. So
No.
she ain't here to defend herself, so rest in peace, Mom.
It is what it is. You're still human and got kids. It's whatever.
Let me ask you this. Since we're kind of talking about, well, not really talking about my mom, but friends and family. The saying always went, is blood thicker than water. Now, we both have a ton of examples of friends sticking to you closer than family. Mm-hmm. We have examples of family sticking closer than some friends. Mm-hmm. What's your take on blood is thicker than water?
Never. Toxic is toxic. So if you come from a toxic family, that things are happening and you need to walk away from that, you walk away from it. You're not going to keep toxic people in your life and in your kid's life. No reason to do that. So you can be respectful and walk away. Now, later on in life, if they change and they come back, okay, fine.
But do you give them a chance to prove that they changed?
Depends on what happened, to be honest. Because I'll be honest, I gave one person a chance that said, you know, we should be together, we're family, blah, blah, blah. So I went back and same thing happened. And I'm like, no, I'm not living this toxic thing. It's not going to happen. And I don't want my children around it. So when it comes to whether it's friends, family, working, but I don't care where it is. No. Toxic, it's toxic.
Do you give family more chances than you do friends?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Absolutely. You tend to, because it is family. So the drunk family member, the drug addict, that does that cycle and you give them those warnings and you try to help till it's just like, okay, you're toxic, I'm done.
Yeah.
It takes a lot longer for a family member to do that, whereas if it's a friend, dude, you're on drugs, you're just going to keep using them. I thought you were going to do this. I need to step away from you. You're quicker to step away from a friend than what you would, depending on if that's how long that friend has been around. Maybe they're a childhood friend and y'all are like family, so it depends on that too. But I just say never keep toxic people around. Be very careful about that. I can't, I lived it for so many years, I can't leave that in my life. And every time I do it, I question myself and my own actions and pray about it, and I go to somebody to talk about it to make sure I'm not, wrongfully doing this.
Right.
And I'm doing it for the right reasons. I don't ever want to do it out of anger or anything like that, so. And it takes me time before I'm just like, okay, I'm done.
My experience with the whole blood thicker than water thing, I think family hurts more when that gets violated, more so than friends, because I can rationalize I'm going to lose some friends. I'm going to rationalize my coworker that I'm cool with. We've had drinks. I've been to their house.
Right.
We've been out hanging out, whatever. I can rationalize, we didn't, she's mad or he's mad about this. We're not talking anymore. I haven't talked to him in a while, or changed jobs, haven't seen that person in a while. We talk very infrequently at this point in time. I can rationalize that. Family, it's hard.
Right.
The dynamic that I have is my family and I, we were a majority of my family were really close when I was a child. I got the pictures to prove it. We got, a whole bunch of my early memories of like holidays spent together was proof that this was a close dynamic. Summertime visits to this state, and then they would come down to our state, and then we go up to their state, and then they come down to our state. So we got to know the terrain pretty well because we were so, it was that. And then you start in your head, you start thinking, your bond is inseparable. Nothing comes between.
Exactly.
And then you realize as you get older, personalities change, because when we were together, you're talking about, your toddlers or your infants or your young kids, and you're all that, and then, but you're kids. You haven't developed much of your likes and dislikes. You don't know what kind of music you really like. You don't know what kind of crowds you fit into. You don't know any of these things. But as you get older, you start developing your wants and your likes and your dislikes, your music, the clubs you want to go to, whatever. So it's like now you and your cousins or your aunts or whatever, y'all kind of separate, where it's like your personality starts to develop and you start to separate from each other. But you always have that bond. So when you have that family reunion or that family gathering, y'all can dap up, hug, kiss, and it's almost like, oh my God, we just catch up like you never missed anything. Yep. Well, I found out within the last 2 years, my family thought very highly of my mother. For whatever reason. I'm sure they had different reasons. I'm sure if you poll my family, they'll tell you different reasons why, but they all love my mother. And because I was a byproduct of her, they accepted me. But I don't know if they liked me. So in a nutshell, so it's like they really, really like Donna. That's my mom. They really, really messed with her. They loved her personality. They loved whatever it was about Donna. Maybe it wasn't even her. Maybe they liked Eunice, which is her mother. Maybe they liked her. And my mother was a byproduct of Eunice, so they were like, yeah, we rock with anything that Eunice does. She made you, well, we rock with you. And then I came and they were like, well, we'll accept you too because you're just sort of a byproduct of both of them. So yeah, we'll rock with you. And then Eunice is dead, and my mom is dead, and trying to keep in contact with these same family members was like pulling teeth. And it's like, and then some other stuff took place that kind of made me go, oh, y'all are out for yourselves. Y'all don't really mess with me. Y'all mess with her because I'm connected to her. Now that she's no longer here, y'all is kind of like, oh, I'm off my prison. I don't got to deal with this dude no more. I don't really mess with him. And that's the dynamic now. So here I am, 2022. I have barely talked to my family members. The same family members that we saw every summer, every holiday. I don't talk to any of them now. I've tried reaching out and staying in contact to keep that bridge going. And I'm not to say that I'm not to blame. Perhaps I'm a little abrasive about certain things. Maybe I'm a little too distant. People can't figure. Maybe I'm too cloudy and people can't figure me out. Maybe my temperature is hot and cold. Maybe it's me. And I'm fine to acknowledge that it might be me. All I know is that no one else was working as hard to keep our relationship dynamic together like I was. So it's like, I feel like in situations, people kind of deal with what's convenient for them. It's like, yeah, Dwayne lives out of state. I got his number. Yeah, I can find him on 100 different social media sites, but for what? So people show you what your value is to them, and I've had friends just kind of like, no one's closer to me. You close to me like a brother, and or coworkers be close to me like this. And I'm knowing their whole family dynamic and their story. I'm learning about whatever, and it's like, and now I choose to go. All right, I'm gonna be guarded with the information that I share. I'm willing to share my life. I'll share my whole testimony, my story, tell you what makes me tick, all that stuff. But I gotta be careful who I share it with now. Because it's like, you may not be here in 2 weeks. Prove to me that you actually care about me and want to be around before I share my stuff with you. And I haven't really found that yet. Me and Eric, my boy Eric from school, we still stay in contact. But it's funny, out of the hundreds of people that I went to high school with, the only person that I really stay in contact from high school is Eric. Everybody else is just acquaintances on social media. If I see your post about what you're doing, then great, I may like it, I may not, but no one really cares. And I've had numerous friends like, yo, I'm gonna text you, I'm gonna hit you up, I'm gonna call you, nothing. So you can't even really depend. So God forbid something happens, like my car breaks down on the side of the road. If I can't get in contact with you, I have nobody else. God forbid I need some advice on how to be a husband. It's like, who do I go to? Not people that I know, but people that I trust. And that's what friends should be, people that you trust. I have nobody to contact, and it sucks. 45 years old, I'm on the back end of my life, and I don't have any friends that can come to a eulogy and speak on my behalf and go, oh, Dwayne was a great guy. Who's coming to my funeral? Not to make it a moral conversation, but I'm just saying, at this point in time, I don't even know if family would come to my memorial or my funeral or whatever. So the whole blood is thicker than water thing, I'm not even sure where that, I know I know it's taken out of context. I know what the original meaning of blood is thicker than water means, and it has nothing to do with what we equate it to, but in the sense of what we equate it to, blood being thicker than water or family being tighter than friends, I don't hold that. I hold very little value in that at all. I've seen my dad be hot and cold. I've seen, God rest her soul, even before she passed, my mom be hot and cold. I've seen cousins be hot and cold and talk about. Cause I've had people heard that people were talking about me behind closed doors, and then I'm getting, yo, I heard you did this. From who? It don't matter. A couple of people are saying the same thing, so we believe it's true. Those are the people I'm supposed to rely on to trust and protect my whatever. So whatever it is you thought you heard, whether it's true, whether it's not, you're not gonna have a conversation with me. You're just gonna come at me like, yo, I heard. That's what family does. So it puts me in a position where I'm just kind of like, maybe I'm better off with myself. I got my wife. My wife is absolutely my best friend, but I'm talking about. So if you want to do it, the ring is stronger than blood and water.
Mm-hmm. It is.
The ring is stronger than blood and water.
Absolutely. I mean, I get it. Totally get it. I couldn't even explain my situation. No way. It's crazy.
Yeah, knowing your story has a lot of trapdoors, hidden meanings, innuendos, bad intentions, all that stuff. Yours would make a really good movie just from the characters that are involved in your story. Just a little that I've heard about the siblings and the parents and this and that. I'm just kind of going, that really happened. That's and you're still standing here. You're not in some prison yard right now, because somebody had to die. Whether it be other people or myself. I don't know if I could have handled your story with a smile on my face at 42 years old.
And the crazy part is you have other family members or whatever that jump on bandwagons because I'm the quiet one. I'm loud as far as I'm an extrovert out in public. I can be that way. But when it comes to sharing information or causing an issue, like, I'm gonna sit back. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm not gonna tell this person, hey, you're over here hanging with this. I'm not doing it. I'm not causing waves. And I'll flat out tell somebody, oh, y'all should make up and blah, blah. Unless you want to know the truth, walk away and leave it alone.
And most people don't want to know the truth.
And they don't.
It ruins their pretty image of the world.
Right. And with my situation, a lot of the people involved believed something somebody else said, which was ridiculous anyways. But you're believing somebody. Nobody asked me anything. Nobody. So that's what you think my character is.
Yeah.
And that alone will keep me away from you. Or if I'm not around for a while, oh, well, I'm not your friend anymore. What? I've been sick. Sorry. I had to take care of my kids and I'm barely moving. Sorry I didn't text and call you. Guess we're not friends anymore. Okay. But I have those friends, I have a few friends that I haven't spoken to in years, but I could pick up the phone and call and we'll be on the phone for 2 hours. I don't have to talk to you every day. I don't have to go out with you all the time. Like, it's hard. And then I feel like I'm the one trying to keep the relationship alive and I feel like I'm annoying you at that point, I'm good. I'm good. Like, I'm tired of sharing myself with people and then finding out they don't care they shared my business. And twisted it. That's the biggest thing. I don't care about stuff being shared. Just don't twist what I say.
Right. Give it to a straight, no chaser. This is
Right.
what I said. Let that burn. Don't make stuff up to make that burn.
And whatever I say, if you say it, if I'm in a locked room with you and I'm talking about somebody and you go back and tell them, I don't care. Because anything that comes out of my mouth, I will say to that person. I even might say to you, just don't say anything. I might be saying that just because I don't want the confrontation or whatever at that moment. But I'll be honest with you, I will say it to that person's face.
Yeah, but you also don't want the message to be
Right.
misconstrued, but you also don't want to be mistranslated. So
Right.
if I say something to somebody in a closed room, and I'm like, I don't care if they find out, and then that person goes back and gives it to them, but they translate it the wrong
Right.
way, now this person's mad at you, and you're like, I didn't even say that. What I was
Right.
trying to say was this, and I don't apologize for that, but where she got that, that's not what I said to her, so I don't want it mistranslated.
Exactly.
I that's why I might say,
Or there's
what
so
you
much
said.
more to it and they
Right.
only give a
Context.
snippet.
It's context.
And you're like, wait a minute.
There's a-
Did she tell you that there was a whole conversation?
What was that word? You said snippet.
Snippet, yeah.
You said no. You said snippet. You said
Snippet. Snippet. I don't know what I said.
You combine
I don't know
snippet
what I
and
said.
tidbit. We get a tidbit of snippets. We get a snippet.
I don't know what I said. But that's a big issue for me is I don't mind going back and telling somebody whatever I said. If you're upset with me, say it. I'm mad at you because you did da-da-da. I did that to you. I didn't even realize that happened. I apologize. I don't have a problem apologizing or owning what I do.
Right.
No problem with that. But you got to tell me what I did.
True.
If you value my friendship.
If you value that's the most important thing is people don't value the friendships.
And that's the hardest thing at the same time. Because you think you're friends and then stuff happens and then you're like, wait a minute.
Or your friendship becomes expendable because you made friends with somebody else that you feel top short. So like you may have a friend that you guys talk about any and everything together, and you guys have bonded and connected, and there might be maybe a person that you don't necessarily care for equally. You guys don't necessarily care for this particular person, and not necessarily you're talking behind each other's back, but you're just sharing your bad experiences with that particular person, just to make sure that you're not crazy. Like, yo, am I crazy? Yo, did you have an interaction with this person? Because this happened to me today. I want to make sure I'm not tripping. And they're like, yo, I had the exact same problem with them last week. X, Y, Z happened. You like, okay, and I'm not tripping. So that way you know, okay, we both have bad experiences, which is sort of a bonding thing. Now, if you do that with that person and you kind of bounce ideas off of how to deal with this third person, and let's say for instance, over a very short period of time, now that friend is now hanging with the person, that third person, you're gonna look at it like, hold up, what's wrong with this picture? Either you're being fake, or you were being fake to me during our friendship. So the whole us talking, not necessarily, again, it's not necessarily bashing that third person party, but it's almost like just kind of sharing and relating or connecting over the negative experiences. Like, yeah, I can't believe that somebody, blah, 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 but it's not necessarily
Or supporting each other or whatever.
Right.
It's funny how, especially women, it surprises me at this age that we still have these kind of issues. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And for me to be so open with you coming to me and saying something, we don't have to agree all the time.
Right.
Friends are going to have disagreements.
Sure.
Relationships are going to have disagreements. There's going to be times that I'm like, girl, I don't like what you did. I don't agree with it. Well, I don't agree with it either. All right, whatever.
Right.
But if your friendship is valuable, then okay, you agree to disagree. That's just it.
Yeah.
Like this whole back and forth, and I'm your friend today, not your friend tomorrow. Well, she said this, and this person said that, and I believe this, so I'm not talking to this person anymore. I don't, what?
Yeah.
Like, I can't. Like, I will deliberately, and I'm just going to be honest, I will deliberately avoid everyone.
Yeah.
And if this person is acting that way, avoid every person that's around that person.
Yeah.
Because I do believe those who flock, what is the saying? Those
Birds of a feather flock together.
Exactly. I do believe that. So I'm very careful of who I spend long amount of times with.
Smart.
I don't want to be guilty by association by anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're friends with that person again? Well, didn't she, but what? Like, I don't want it. I don't want that vibe on me, regardless of where I'm at, church, if I'm at school, if I'm at the park, I don't care. I just don't want that vibe. I don't. Life is way too short. So.
Makes sense. Alright, so we delved into our serious topic for the episode. We're going to wrap things up on this particular episode with our Smarties to make you.
I don't know why you're eating Smarties right now.
Because Smarties are fantastic candy. Anyway, we started this last week called the Hypothetical Hole.
Oh, geez.
Throw out a bunch of hypothetical questions. See how you fit into it, how you would answer. So, if you watched last week's episode, you know we had some pretty good hypothetical questions. This week I'm going to continue with some more hypothetical questions on the Hypothetical Hole. All right. I'll do some artwork as well.
You're so silly.
First question. If you could immediately solve any unsolved mystery in history, what mystery would you choose and why?
Oh. I'm supposed to know history at this point, right?
It doesn't necessarily have to be like before you were born history. It can be something that happened.
Unsolved history, like I could say everything that happened in 9/11, like have it all come to pass of what really happened, no conspiracy theories, that kind of thing.
That's a good one.
I would like to know exactly and stop having half the information and not all of it. So, I mean, we all know what happened, but do we really know all the details? Like, there's some mystery in there. There's some extra stuff that we don't know. Or like the aliens and the UFOs that are being seen. That's an unsolved mystery. Where the heck is that coming from? Those would be the two I would pick.
I didn't ask you to pick two. You
Sorry.
always do this. I always ask you to pick one. You pick two or three.
I think you'd be mad because I picked one of yours.
No, it's not one of mine.
Oh, so don't worry about it.
No, I'm trying. This happened around Halloween time. This happened around Thanksgiving time. Hey, what's your favorite Halloween candy? Hey, what's your favorite Thanksgiving meal or dish? She was like, you know what? I think it's gonna be like this and that. I mean, like probably this too, but yeah, I'm just gonna say those three. I'm like, I said one. Anyway,
I like options.
Gracious, I know you do. If I had to pick a unsolved mystery in history, I'd probably pick. It's hard to narrow between these two, and these three.
See, he has more than one.
Yeah, but it's hard to narrow. I'll name the three, and then I'll narrow it, and then I'll answer that one. So my three.
But you gotta always tell your three.
No, I'm gonna tell the three. I'm gonna tell the three because I want you to see where my one actually beat out. What my one beat out. So we have the JFK assassination.
Right, I thought about that one.
Okay. We have UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, back up. We have the moon landing. Did the moon landing actually happen? Or was it done on a Hollywood screen as people have conspired? And then dinosaurs. I'm not fully convinced about dinosaurs. I mean, listen, I understand the whole fossils and the bones and all that stuff, but there's so much that we get told over the years, and because someone has a science or doctor in front of their name, we believe it. Like they told us for how many decades of our early life that Pluto was a planet. Then they came back and was like, nah, we was wrong. Pluto's not a planet. And then they gave you 1,000 reasons why.
My question is always, not that they didn't exist, but how do they know how they sounded?
Planets?
No, the dinosaurs and stuff.
Oh.
How would they know how they sounded? I get they saw the bones so they know how they're shaped. They know kind of, maybe they can get DNA or something, so they know kind of what they ate. I don't know, that kind of scientific stuff. But how are you going to know how they sounded? How they sound? Am I having?
Sounded.
Is that right? Sounded.
It's past tense, yeah.
How are they going to know?
Here's the thing. So early in when I started hearing about dinosaurs, I kept hearing that they were direct, alligators, crocodiles were direct descendants of dinosaurs. That's ridiculous to me, first of all. And I've heard that majority of my life. Oh yeah, alligators, crocodiles, descendants of descendants of dinosaurs. Then I'm reading that birds, 98% of birds are just direct descendants of dinosaurs. And I'm like, they're like, because you know that most dinosaurs, all kinds, doesn't matter whether they flew, whether they were on land, had feathers. Exactly. They say, oh yeah, no, dinosaurs had feathers because they had feathers.
They didn't in any of the movies. They had like bumpy skin. They didn't have any feathers. It wasn't smooth.
Are you looking at movies as being like documentaries?
That's all we have.
They're not documentaries. They're man-made created images of films, basically. Anyway, so if I'm narrowing it down between the dinosaurs, the moon landing, JFK assassination,
you're gonna go with dinosaurs.
I'm probably gonna go with dinosaurs. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna get lied to. I'm still gonna get lied to. I'm not gonna be, because there's really not an answer to them. It's not necessarily a mystery. There's multiple mysteries within dinosaurs.
Right.
I don't know if I'll get a answer. And if anybody knows the answer, I don't think they're holding it back. I think they just don't know. They're just making shit up. So I'll probably go with I'm gonna go JFK assassination.
Mm. Why does that one intrigue you? Why?
Because there's so many working parts as to why that happened. There's threat. Listen, there are so many people that are involved in the JFK assassination. I've heard Marilyn Monroe's name thrown out there as far as what she knew, the involvement with the mafia. I've heard it was the government themselves that actually had him killed, and they were paid off by the mafia to do it. I've heard so many different things. The dude that actually was on the grassy knoll that shot him, and he was the one that was said to be guilty, but then people was kind of like, nah, yeah, I don't think it's him. I think it was somebody else, and they were paid to put it on this particular person. So many things. I'd like to hear it. Not necessarily like it's going to be life changing for me, but it's intriguing. It'll make a really good Netflix documentary. I don't know.
Really good Netflix. That's retarded. I can't. I don't know if I'd want to know that one. I don't think what else I'd want to know.
It's so hard because you're narrowing down all the questions of life down
right.
into one question. Like you want one unsolved mystery.
Like where did man? There's a difference, and some people think that we came from apes. Some people think that we came from God. Like people are all over the place.
That's not an unsolved mystery to me.
We know what the answer is.
Bro,
we do. But some people act like they don't really know. So.
Well, let them when they get asked.
But I guess we've already shown them that. I guess we've already unsolved that mystery and shown them that. They just don't believe it.
They don't want to accept it.
Okay.
They need something they need something that's written on a piece of paper that says this is the answer given to you by this person. Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't work that way. So it's a tough one. But I'm pretty sure once we get off this episode, we're still gonna be having a conversation about the whole meeting at 12. 2 hours.
I have the poll that's ready.
Oh, go for it. What you got?
The poll is ready. We can end on that.
The poll. So explain what poll this is. Something that
so
you did?
What I did is I had my son post it on his social media site to say if they thought it was 2 p.m. or 10 p.m. or whatever, but they had to answer the question.
Okay.
And 70% chose 1, and 30% chose the other.
So either way, I'm not alone, so I'm fine.
That's what you're gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I give this answer, you can't act like a fool.
I'm gonna act like a fool. That's what I do. I act like a fool. That's what I do. That's what I do.
I don't even want to say it out loud.
I am vindicated. Viva Nepal. 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 Viva Nepal.
Listen, that doesn't mean you're right.
Mic drop.
That does not mean you're right.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Like I said, I'm just glad that I wasn't alone in my thought process. You could have said 50-50. At least there's 50 people out there. 50% of people think I'm not nuts for thinking the way that I'm thinking. So as easy as you guys go, I don't want to see how you can think that way. I'm not the only one. I'm cool. I'm okay with it. So 70% said 2 p.m., 30% said 10 a.m.
I say bosses should send that out. Say they have a meeting and then do it that way.
Whoever wins gets a day
And
off.
see what time your employees show up.
Oh yeah, but there's gonna be a whole lot of side emails going around like, yo, what time is that? It's 10 o'clock, right?
No, it's 2 o'clock.
It's 2.
And you'll know right away who's being left out.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Because they won't be there.
And then you're gonna count the people that you're gonna put somebody in the room in advance. You're gonna count the people that show up at 10. And you're gonna count the rest of the people that show up at 2.
I think a boss should really do that. See, I'd be mean and do some crap.
I'd be intrigued if TikTok is listening to, and then they're just kind of like, I think we will do it and kind of record it to see who shows up at 10, who shows up at 2, and go off the same wording, however they.
And whenever they show up, do a little meeting like that's what it was supposed to be, and you're the only ones that got invited.
So they can go, hey, you missed a meeting. The meeting got moved. It got moved forward to 10 a.m. They're gonna be like,
no, it's at 2.
Bitch, it's at 2. What you mean? What meeting? Move forward to 10. How you move forward backwards?
But then still have a meeting at 2 and let them go, I don't understand.
Look, is Karen missing? That's Karen? No roll call?
Karen gonna be in the parking lot going crazy.
Roy? Is there Roy in there? Teddy?
Oh my gosh.
Teddy's usually on time for these meetings.
He was at the 10 o'clock meeting.
He's at the 10 o'clock meeting. Like church service. He came to the early morning service. That's hilarious.
I'm still sticking with my answer.
On that note, we are going to leave you with an hour episode today. We're not going to kill you with an hour and a half episode, hour 20 minutes. We're going to bop you on top of your head with a 58-minute, 50-something second podcast. Bing bong. That's it. So thanks for joining our podcast. We appreciate you. Check us out on all of our socials, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We are all there. YouTube. You can watch this particular episode if you haven't had a chance to take a look and see what we look like. You can check us out on YouTube. Custer Chronicles everywhere. We are there. Feel free. Again, we are live. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for joining us. Peace.